Hi, and welcome to the BCRC show. My name is Clint Chappell. This is the show that advocates that BC Resources make BC jobs. You guys can see I have a guest here with me today. But before I introduce him, I just want to thank all the frontline workers and essential workers who are currently fighting the battle against the terrible COVID-19 virus. You guys are doing awesome. Keep up the great work. And you have our support. So thank you very, very much for doing everything that you guys have done. And now to introduce the best looking guy in all of the BCRC land, Mr. Ryan Yorston, the owner of Weldcor Supplies North. Ryan, how are you doing today, sir?
Good, Clint. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I couldn't have anyone else on here, Ryan. You got to have the big name, the backbone of our BCRC. So I really appreciate bringing you coming on here with me today. It's always nice to have a younger guy, you know what I'm saying, in the industry with myself here, and we can show that, you know, younger people such as me and you have a big say in the way that our industry is going. So privilege, and I'm really truly honored to be talking to you today, Ryan. So
thanks for having me.
No problem. Okay, Ryan. Well, let's get right into it. Obviously, you're the owner of Weldcor Supplies North. What's kind of your backstory, Ryan? Like, you know, family heritage. Have you been in Prince George for long, or are you just kind of up here? What's your story there?
Yeah, I've lived in Prince George my whole life. Minus 1 year, I moved away for school. My family actually, my grandpa and his brothers started LPR back in the day. They're the ones that started that mill before Canfor took over. And my other grandpa, he had a farm that's well over 100 years old now in Quesnel. And they also started Quesnel Machinery, which is now QM Industries and is still around today.
So you got a long family heritage here in Prince George. LPR is obviously a little bit of a topic right now, obviously due to the closure that's coming in August, which is really unfortunate. I can tell you I've worked in that mill a lot in my life. Miltron has done many projects out there, and it's a beautiful facility, and I think that's a really cool heritage to have with your family being involved in that. That's a really cool kind of milestone that you guys have been you built one of the backbones of Prince George. So that's really awesome. You know, let's get into Weldcor here a little bit. Obviously, I'm an electrician. I'm sorry, man. I don't know much about Weldcor supplies, so I'm not even gonna pretend like I do. I barely know how to hold a stinger properly. So let's go a little bit into Weldcor here. How'd you get involved with them?
Yeah, about 7-8 years ago, my two partners and I felt there was a need in the local northern market for a supply shop. With so many changes in the welding industry locally, one of my partners was a colleague based in the Lower Mainland. We dealt with each other for about 10 years. We built a very strong working relationship. We were discussing one day the potential BC had and the need for a local supplier in the north. With Weldcor had been established in BC since 1997. And at the time, my partners recently opened up their second location branch in BC in Surrey. As well, we have a couple locations in Edmonton and Saskatoon, and recently Ontario. From there, we found a central location in town, and with the help of a few local contractors, and businesses, we went from a zero customer base to a handful in the first few months. Since then, the cold calling first years of being a new business, now that we have a customer base well over 500, I myself will never forget and always remember the customers who came on board in the very early stages, putting their trust in a new local business. It's not easy. I'm not sure if we're going to be around tomorrow or anything, and these people put their trust in us, and it's something I'll never forget. I don't think I can thank them enough for their support, even then and now.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, Yeah, I tell you one thing, I still do cold calls. They're not fun.
Yeah, they're the worst.
But when you got a face like this, it's okay. The cold calls seem to work every time. They just think I'm Kevin Pillar. So usually get some, I have to sign a couple autographs, but as long as we get the contract in the end, I guess.
Okay.
So you're like a local boy makes good, man. You've stuck around here in Prince George, and you're growing on your family's heritage that's already long withstanding here. And I think that's a really cool story. Obviously, we have some symmetries, me and you, you and I, that way, as far as our fathers and grandparents and everything, starting stuff in Prince George, and really trying to push the limits here of what our family name can bring to the community. So I really that's really awesome that you're doing all that stuff here. So
Thank you.
So another thing here too, obviously, like I said, I'm an electrician. Actually, before I ask the next question, guys, if you guys don't like us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube, please go to all those pages. Instagram is at the BCRC. Twitter is BC_resources. Facebook, well, you have Facebook if you're watching this, so you know where to find us. LinkedIn, type in BC Resources Coalition, and on YouTube, type in BC Resources Coalition on YouTube. Also, if you guys have any questions for Ryan, please just leave them in the comments. I will get to them as I go. If you guys don't have any questions, just want to watch the interview, perfectly fine. And me and Mr. Yorston, as he's corrected me, we'll have a good conversation here. So let's get what type of services does Weldcor provide? Obviously, like I said, I don't know a stinger from a welding helmet, so you gotta.
That's okay. That's okay. Weldcor, we're locally owned and operated. We're a consumer direct wholesale supplier for welding supplies, consumables, welding gases, propane, equipment rentals, equipment sales, filler metals, safety, and industrial tools and supplies, with our main focus being obviously anything welding related, especially filler metals.
Awesome. So really, guys, if you have any welding needs, go talk to Ryan at Weldcor. I think he's doing a lot of cool stuff there. So obviously, I met you through the BCRC, Ryan.
Yep.
That's the first time I kind of came into contact with you, and obviously, I'm really thankful that we got to meet each other, and I just want to take time here to make sure we thank some of our other directors here, like the president, El Presidente, Willie Manson. Thank you very much for putting all this together. Vice President Grant Perdue, Secretary Dean Awesome, and the Treasurer Kyle Bloom. You guys are doing awesome stuff, and all the other directors that are involved. I'm not going to name everyone, just kind of those guys right now, but thank you everybody for everything you've done so far.
Agreed. Great group. We're lucky.
Yeah, we really are. So I want to get into some COVID-19 stuff, because obviously with you being a local business, kind of over the counter type stuff every now and then too. How did the COVID-19 affect your business, and are you coming out of it?
Yeah, it's definitely affected. It's different times we're living in for sure these days. I mean, first though, I definitely would like to thank all the front workers and essential services that put themselves in harm's way every day in our time of need. It's really no words can put in perspective how appreciative we are for the work you're doing. So our company overall, we've been lucky. We're down considerably the past few months, but with the year starting really well, we've been fortunate enough to keep all of our staff on during this time. And without them, I wouldn't want to think where my company would be. Like, our entire team really cares about the well-being of Weldcor, and they show up every day for an honest day's work. And as a company, our group felt we should be giving back to those helping us, the frontline workers. So with the help of all of our customers, vendors, manufacturers, friends, we've been able to donate over 93,000 medical masks to date to local health authorities where we have a Weldcor branch. Our goal is 100,000 masks, so we're close, but we're not quite there.
Oh, you're gonna get it after this. Let's get Ryan and Weldcor up here to 100,000 masks, guys. If you guys can help out Mr. Yorston in any way when it comes to getting our essential services and our essential workers and frontline workers these masks, please hit up Weldcor. How would someone help you out? Like, how can they get a hold of you, Ryan?
They can call us, they can email us. go to our website, www.weldcor.ca. All the information's there. Any help's appreciated. Basically, it's just the cost of the masks. Whatever you donate, the cost of the mask times how much you want to donate, and off it goes to the last shipment went to UNHPC here in town. So it's we're happy to do it.
Well, that's really good stuff, guys. Again, please, if you have anything to spare, obviously, let's get Ryan up to 100,000 masks here. You know, whatever you can donate, this is a really, really good cause. We really want to see our essential and frontline workers protected in the proper manner. So let's get that done. Let's transition here to the BCRC. Let's talk about that here for a little bit. You know, since you've started participating, I believe in late September after El Presidente had those couple meetings in, it cracks everybody up. And I say,
yeah, I like
it. We should give a name tag that says El Presidente on it. Like, you know, how well or how much growth have you seen with us? Obviously, you know, I know how big the growth is, but you have a different perspective than me, maybe. So what have you seen with us so far?
Yeah. Basically, along with our weekly meetings, our group formed a handful of subcommittees to better deal with the day-to-day needs of our coalition. As you, Clint, know, and you handle a great deal of the social media, which you're doing a stand-up job, by the way. I mean, I don't know if you sleep, to be honest. And the social media has really, really helped our membership. We're growing considerably with the Facebook Live shows. Our name has started to reach more and more people. Like, our membership's doubled in the last month.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's impressive. It's crazy when you think about, you know, when we first started this in September, all those meetings, all those, you know, bashing heads for forever, trying to figure out which way we were going to go, if it was going to be a PG based group or a BC group. Obviously we went the BC route, and you know, it's been a big payoff to get to where we're at right now. I couldn't be prouder to be a part of an organization like the BCRC.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm very proud to be a part of this group, and it's a really good group. Everybody seems to have their own talent, and everybody brings it to the table. So it's a strong group.
So again, guys, if you have any questions for the owner of Weldcor Supplies North, please just leave them in the comment section and we will get to them as we go. I have a couple questions already, but I'm going to wait till we're kind of done talking about what we're talking about here, and then I'll start getting to them. And again, please visit our Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube pages, Facebook. You know, let's get everything pumped up, guys. We got to make sure that the government hears us, hears our voice of the changes that we would like to see. And, you know, let's get the silent majority to become the overwhelming loud majority. And, you know, we really need to start letting people know how we feel. There's a lot of cool stuff that BC can do for businesses. So obviously I know what your involvement is in the BCRC, but can you tell people kind of what your position is?
I myself, along with 3 other hardworking directors, are part of the recently formed membership committee. So we're basically trying to drum up memberships. We've set up a few new emails and easier payment plans for corporate sponsors. Through our website, it was a little difficult, but now it's easy. We can invoice them, and basically we're just trying to grow our membership so we can keep this coalition going.
Again, guys, you know what? I'm actually going to have a huge announcement at the end of this show about our next guest. So you're going to want to stay on par for that. I should have said that at the start. Another thing I want to thank too here, guys, is I should have done this at the start. I kind of forgot because Ryan's just so good looking. I want to thank Hubspace. We're in the studio for the first time ever. Obviously Ryan's on the road right now, so he couldn't join me in the studio, but this studio has been given to us by Hubspace, and it's phenomenal. The sound is better. We're really proud to be giving back to the local community here, and we couldn't be happier than to reach a little bit of an agreement here with Hubspace to use their podcast studio. Speaking of podcasts, I did one today. So I can't wait to get that on the website. We have a really cool guest here this week. I'm not going to really announce who it is. We're going to let the podcast go, and then you guys can find out then. You just need to know he's an accountant in Vancouver, and he's going to explain to you how the trickle down effect of these projects can have substantial ramifications in the cities, good ramifications in the cities that they're involved in. So Ryan, let's keep hitting on the membership here. Let's see if we can get a couple more tonight. How do I sign up for a membership?
Go to our website, the BCRC.ca. There's a link on the top that'll take you to the memberships. And we have three tiers of memberships. The first one being casual, it's $25 a year. You get project updates, access to Kevin Pillar, yourself, and all the other board members like El Presidente, Vice President, Treasurer, and Secretary. The second level is a full membership, $300 a year. Again, you get project updates, access to all the board members, as well. You get voting rights. So you will be able to attend our annual AGM and vote on items such as board members like you and I. And yeah, that's right. Yeah. And future coalition plans. And finally, we have a corporate membership. It is $3,000 a year. Again, project updates, access to the board, as well as voting rights and advertising on our webpage. It's not mandatory, as well as shout outs on social media, which isn't mandatory if you're not comfortable with it, but it's been good advertising. I know for my company, it's helped out quite a bit, to be honest. I mean, it's a weekly show. We're on here every week. It's really helped my company being a corporate member.
I can tell you right now that the owner of Miltron and myself here, that $3,000 corporate, I call it more of a sponsorship than membership, but that corporate membership, the publicity that we've gotten from this group has been, it's been outstanding. I don't know what the percentage is on our website that we've gone up, but we had an overnight sensation from our website that it was insane. So how many members are in each kind of spot?
To date, we had 2 new members today. Actually, we're sitting with 22 casual, 39 full, and 14 corporate members for a total of 75 members.
Well, that's quite a bit. I mean, obviously, since we started doing these live shows, we've really picked up in the membership, and we can always use more guys. Whatever you guys can do to help us out. We want to become your voice. We are your voice already, and we want to be louder. And obviously, with your memberships, we can become louder. So let's get you guys signed up for casual. Let's get you signed up for full. If you're a company, I'm telling you right now, the amount of publicity that we're getting from Miltron perspective off of this, I'm sure Weldcor is the same, is just been outstanding. We're getting phone calls from people that haven't called us in a while and been like, hey, what's going on here? What are you guys dealing with? I'm sure you're doing the same stuff, right? Every
day we have lots of walk-in, and every day it's what's the BCRC? I've heard about it, and lots of questions. And I mean, our website's great for answering most of the questions. There's even a page for frequently asked questions, and the memberships have doubled in the last month, which is obviously a big sign for things to come.
Yeah. So again, guys, if you guys want to join a membership, please go to www.thebcrc.ca. So that's pretty much it. All those are the questions I have for you, Ryan, but we have some questions from the comment section. So let's hit on these. Obviously, you guys can see I've been reaching for some questions over here, but they're being getting past me, which is a lot more helpful having someone help me with these. So the first one is from Dan. Why did you decide to volunteer with the BCRC?
Well, to be honest, when Willie organized the original meeting downtown, it was all contractors, and I'm a supplier, but I felt a little out of my realm. But I thought it was a good opportunity, and I really wanted to see the petrochemical plant come to town, or a project come to town, with forestry being where it is at the time. It was, things were shutting down, and when it was decided to put your name in the hat, I wanted to be first in line, to be honest. It was a no-brainer for me.
I completely agree with everything you just said. It was the same for me. I just wanted to be involved because of the petrochemical facility coming to town. And I quickly realized how passionate you can become about something that you've made from the ground up. And I can't thank Willie enough for affording me the opportunity to be able to help with this. And I can't thank Miltron enough for the patience that they've shown with me being able to help with this. I mean, a lot of this is personal time, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you some of it was company time. And
Yeah,
I
100%.
really, really appreciate that. So another question here is from Robert. Have you noticed new projects impacting your business? So any new projects that are impacting your business? I'm sure he's talking about like Site C and stuff like that.
Yeah, Site C definitely helps. All the mines around, like they're really seem to be growing and they're getting to work finally. So yeah, the projects are helping, and seems like with the hemp, BC hemp, and the possible petrochemical, I mean, I don't know if we'd be able to keep up, to be honest. And LNG, yeah. And with LNG, I mean, the projects, there really seems like there's lots in the pipeline, and it's exciting, and I'm just happy to be around for it, to be honest. It's exciting.
Awesome. So I got another question here that was already answered. How many corporate members does the BCRC have? I believe you said it was 14.
14.
Let's get that doubled after tonight, guys. How's that sound?
That'd be great.
Let's get Ryan looking like a rock star in his first year a little bit with the membership committee. He'll be hosting the show here in the end with that hair.
You do a fine job. You keep at it.
A question here from Willie. I'm guessing this might be Dante. What was your biggest challenges when you first started in business?
My biggest challenges, I was never really a business owner, obviously, before, but my family, all my uncles and my dad, they're all business owners. I mean, it was something I kind of grew into.
In your blood.
Yeah, exactly. But still green, still learning today. That's like, to be honest, I love being part of this board because most of them are business owners, and even the guys that aren't, I'm learning from, like, because they're business owners themselves and they started somewhere too, right? So
yeah.
But the biggest challenge was having no customers and knocking on doors. Some were scary, some were customers and friends that I knew previously. And like I said before, some of the guys that came on board right away, I can't thank them enough because they kind of put us on the map, to be honest. There was some pretty big customers that came on right away, and it put us on the map.
So you can thank your customers, but honestly, that's on you, Ryan. That's you working hard and busting your tail and making sure that everyone knew who you were, and your customers are very, very important, but don't lose fact of the point that you worked very hard to get to where you are today. Do you have any swag available? I don't know if he's talking about Weldcor or BCRC, but if you want some swag from the BCRC, let me tell you where to find it. So go to our store, www.thebcrc.ca. You go to the shop section and you can purchase whatever your heart desires on there. There's lots of cool stuff. So please visit the website. And if they want a Weldcor swag, I don't know, hit up Ryan, I guess.
We got stickers. We got hard hat stickers.
I don't have one yet.
I'll bring you one.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's pretty much going to conclude it here for Ryan. I don't see any more questions, which is all good. I mean, we had a good 25 minutes here. And before we leave, I have a pretty big announcement about who the next guest is going to be. So joining me next week at 7:15 p.m. on Thursday, we're going to have the Mayor of Prince George, Lynn Hall. He'll be live in studio with me. So again, Mayor Lynn Hall will be joining myself on the BCRC show at 7:15 next Thursday. I am honored, humbled. I don't really know all the words I can say here to be able to quite orchestrate my thought process on this, but it is a very big privilege and honor to be able to talk to a mayor of any town. And I can't wait to talk to Mayor Hall, and it's a big moment for the BCRC, and it's a big moment for myself personally. So thank you, Mayor Hall, for coming on, and can't wait for next week. That's pretty good news, Ryan?
That's great news. Great news. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, exactly. So Ryan, I'm going to give you a chance to thank everyone for watching, and I'm going to close her up here.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it, because I know we can only do one a week. So I do appreciate you letting me come on here, and let's drum up some members.
That's right, guys. So again, if you need any membership, please go to www.thebcrc.ca. Sign up for a membership. Let's go. Let's get Ryan to look like the rock star he already is. And for Ryan Yorston, the owner of Weldcor Supplies North, I am Clint Chappell with the BCRC. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.